it is another day, another week, Halloween decor hunting with me and good old Mr. Skeleton. We did go out hunting earlier in the week, which I did as a separate video. We went to, on Monday, we went to Bath & Body Works, saw their whole in the flesh Halloween display, and we went to Target to check out the Bullseye Playground, and they had Halloween at the Target Bullseye Playground, which I was excited to see. So now we're back out on the hunt. We're gonna go see, where are we going, Mr. Skeleton? Today, we're going to TJ Maxx Home Goods Hybrid store. You know where the Elder Wasp is. If you know the Elder Wasp, you know. And if you don't know the Elder Wasp, basically there's this little shopping center that we've been going to year after year, just in general, but also mainly to hunt for Halloween. And there's this, I don't even know how long it's been there, this dang wasp's nest. It's like a little, just a little mud dauber situation, I think. I don't know all of the different species of wasps, but this one is just like a little hut. It's a little wasp hut, but it's been there for so long that we call it the Elder Wasp. So if you're new here, first of all, welcome to the spooky family. But second of all, that's the story of the Elder Wasp. Every year we check to see if the Elder Wasp hut, the little hut he lived in or lives in, I don't know who lives there, but we checked to see if the little hobbit hole is still lives to tell the tale, everybody. So anyways, we're going to the home of the Elder Wasp to check out TJ Maxx and Home Goods Hybrid. It's like a split store. So we're gonna go see if they have Halloween out. I've been seeing some stores putting out Halloween all over the interwebs. And then we're gonna cruise over, because right next door we've got, guess what, everybody? Guess who's back? Big Mike's, y'all. Or Michael's. I forgot we called it Big Mike's on Monday when I went out hunting. I called it just plain old Michael. I forgot he now goes by Big Mike. So I'm sorry, Big Mike. I totally forgot. So we're cruising over to Big Mike's to check out, to see if they put anything new out. We already saw the, the Bound by Magic line and Mischief and Magic line, that one. I always forget the name of that one. And so we did see, and we saw Spooky Town at Michael's, but we haven't seen any other signs of life. So we're cruising out to TJ Maxx, Home Goods, Big Mike's. I also want to run over to Nordstrom Rack, which is right in that same area, to see, sometimes they'll put Halloween out early. Like we'll get like a little early taste of Halloween over there. I'm not counting on it, but I also have a wedding to go to, everybody. A formal wedding. Formal. Your ghoul in a gown, everybody. So your ghoul is looking for a formal gown. That's my style. And it's way harder than I was expecting. I'm looking for black, you know I am. But I will settle for, if there's like a romantic floral print, I'm open. Looping back around, you know we always come back around. We're going to Nordstrom Rack. And then we're going to go back home. We're going to pick up Dallas. And we're going to go to At Home. Oh my gosh. Please, for the love of all that is spooky, go! Move it or lose it, everybody. Oh, look, there's no one here. Where is everybody today? It is rare that this place is not packed already. It's early, but not that early. Anyway, we're getting out early, though, because we're going to get home, eat some lunch. I have some editing to do. Luckily, my lunch is covered today because I've got Factor meals, and Dallas and I have been doing the Factor salads that I talked about, how much I love the salads at Factor right now. So I don't have to worry about lunch or dinner, which I just have to put this out there. This video, by the way, is sponsored by Factor, first of all. But I just have to personally thank Factor for coming through. I say this every time that they come through for every season of life. Factor has been there delivering healthy meals to my family through busy seasons, slow seasons, happy seasons, sad seasons, life-changing, life-altering seasons, whether we are having a child or I've lost somebody close to me, or we are just in the weeds. With Factor just comes through by delivering these nutritious meals to my family. And if you haven't heard me talk about Factor before, Factor delivers fresh, never frozen meals straight to your door. They take just 2 minutes, pop them in the microwave, and they're ready to eat. They're so easy. They taste amazing. The variety of meals was already good, but they've also just doubled their menu. So that's 3 times new weekly meals than before. And they have 2 times more seafood meals, which one of my favorite meals from Factor, the ginger teriyaki salmon. Oh my gosh, if you're trying Factor, I usually get 2 of those in my box because I love it so much. And I also love their premium meals. When we're wanting a little bit more of an upgrade, like we want something like a filet, something a little fancier, their premium meals are delicious. This Factor comes through with the nutritious meals in the times that I've needed them the most. So thank you, Factor. And if you guys are wanting to give Factor a try, you can head to factor75.com and use code LibraFB50 to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code LibraFB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That is a steal of a deal. Get that free breakfast. Their breakfasts are amazing, and that 50% off that first box is a steal. And offer is only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. We're here at the Home Goods TJ Maxx Hybrid, and you know where we're at, everybody. We're at Big Mike's, y'all. Mr. Skeleton, Big Mike's. All right, we're here. We're going in, everybody. All right, we're here at Home Goods. We're going in. All right, everyone, we just left Home Goods, TJ Maxx Hybrid, and Big Mike's. TJ Maxx and Home Goods, nothing yet. Still 4th of July clearance. No cleared out shelves. Does not look like Halloween is coming anytime soon, but with this place, you never know. Home Goods, I feel like every second something is happening, so you never know. But Big Mike's had the vintage spirits line, y'all, and I was so excited to see it. I am slightly confused, which I'll talk about here in a second, but overall was just so excited to see it. Finally, we see a full-blown in-your-face Halloween classic orange and black colors. I love that they gave us, like, I feel like the circus part of this line is optional. You can integrate it into your usual decor or create a different whole new theme with it, whatever you want to do, which I love because so much of this stuff would go perfectly with my vintage in-your-face Halloween kitchen. But I didn't know if I wanted to integrate circus into it or not, so I like that you have the option. You can leave it out if you want to. Anyways, they had some really good spooky goods in there. Had all the little jars, like the little glass jars with the little 3 characters, the jack-o'-lantern head guy, the skull guy, and the scaredy cat guy. They had little jars, little figureheads on the top that were in the different colors. They had signs that said boo and trick or treat and spooky and all decor that said trick or treat. What else? Happy Halloween and scaredy cat, like they had this little scaredy cat sign. But all sorts of wall decor, tabletop decor that said various spooky things, but all in this black and orange classic Halloween look. And then they had this big Happy Halloween sign that said Happy Halloween with a jack-o'-lantern. And they had this big dangly pumpkin guy, like stuffed pumpkin guy. They had the little plushies that we saw at the last Michael's, like in I think it would be 2 hunting videos ago, like the little plushie guys. And they had, oh my gosh, they had some pillows, ones that said trick or treat, ones that said spooky, ones that had cat eyes on them, ones that had jack-o'-lanterns and were fuzzy, one that was just a jack-o'-lantern, and then one that was the black cat face, and then one that was the skeleton face, and all sorts of spooky pillows, classic Halloween looking pillows in here. And then they also had the taller figure guys and the black cat, the jack-o'-lantern guy and the skull guy. And they had the taller ghost that's holding a jack-o'-lantern, and also the skeleton guy, like the little candy dish guy, like he was holding a candy dish. They had a couple of the little tassels. I only saw the ghost one and the bat one, so I don't know if they were picked over or they were still putting them out. And what else did they have here? Had the metal circus tents. They had the bigger one and the smaller one. And also some signs like in the carnival theme that said tickets or popcorn, and another sign had like the different arrows pointing in different directions like tickets. They had a countdown, a Halloween countdown with the little scaredy cat. I loved this piece. It's like a scaredy cat guy with the Halloween countdown. It said how many days till Halloween. And they had also some little ghosty pieces in here, little ceramic ghosts. And then they had some ghost candles that were doing different things. I think one was holding a bat, one was holding a jack-o'-lantern. They also had some little dishes. One dish was a bat, one was the skull guy, one was a jack-o'-lantern, and one had the ghost in these little dishes. And then they also had some little carnival game decorations. One was a, what were they calling it? Skelly ball or something like that. One was like a toss, like a bag toss kind of thing. And then they had a little checkerboard and what else? So like little carnival things, popcorn looking bags, but I believe they were metal, but they looked like, carnival popcorn. And then they had some other carnival inspired like little containers, boxes, little jar kind of things. They also had big boxes. And we used to see these over at our Ghoul Joanne's, the big boxes. So I don't know if they're getting into this now, kind of the box thing, but they had a couple of different boxes. One said Happy Halloween at the top. A bunch. They had everything here. They had the buckets, like the little trick-or-treat looking buckets, like the paper mache buckets with the different characters. And man, they had a lot of it. The only thing I didn't see, I didn't see all the tassels. I didn't see the gumball machine that's super popular this year. I didn't see all the really popular items basically right now. They had this advent calendar looking circus tent looking thing. And then they had the wall decor signs that were the different heads of the different characters, the jack-o'-lantern guy, the skull, the cat. And but I was just so excited to see it when I walked in. I ran straight to it, and I was talking to an employee in there, and she was saying that the gumball machine is just all the rage, so they didn't have it. But they had a lot. They weren't quite picked over, so I still got a good visual of a lot of the things in there. But yeah, I love this line. I hope they continue to do vintage inspired lines and keep them as just in rotation in their collections, because I think these are some of their stronger lines that we ever see at Big Mike's. And I can't take myself seriously when I say that, but anyways, I loved it. That being said, I'm gonna have to say something. I have to say something. I can't just not say something. I don't know. Does anyone feel like there was a mistake that maybe happened here? I don't know. I'm just really confused by the styrofoam in this line. And I'm wondering if some sort of mistake happened in manufacturing or if this was intentional. Because the reason I ask is, okay, so even the big stand-up guys I think they have bowls in their, do they have bowls in their heads? Or are they just stand-up guys? I don't know if that I got a good look at them. Or that I pulled them out. I thought they had bowls in their head, but maybe like candy bowls, but I don't know. Anyway, regardless, they had the cats and the skeleton had styrofoam heads, but the rest of their body is more of like a paper mache, or I don't know what it was, but it was hard. Like their body was hard, but their heads were styrofoam. Then the jack-o'-lantern head guy had a hard head, but the rest of them, the skull guy and the cat, had styrofoam heads. And I'm just really confused by the whole thing. And I'm wondering, was it a mistake? Were they all supposed to be hard, like the rest of their bodies? And like one of the steps is the styrofoam, and they forgot to do the other part. I don't know what happened. Maybe, I don't know. Or if it was supposed to be like that on purpose. Oh man, you guys. Oh, my heart. My whole heart right now. It hurts. It hurts. There is an older gentleman sitting in his truck right now. And I'm assuming he's waiting for his wife, who is in Nordstrom Rack, and waiting for her to come out and drop her off to go shopping. And my dad used to do this with my stepmom all the time, and would drop her off at places, and he would go wait in the car and listen to his talk radio or whatever. He listened to like radio talking about alpacas and gardening, and I loved it so much. It was so wholesome. But oof, It's getting me right where it hurts, everybody, right there in the feels. Anyway, so it's just things like this that remind me, guys. It just comes out of nowhere. Okay. Anyway, what were we talking about with the styrofoam? Oh man, I'm glad this is a distraction because I have feels about it. And even the little figures. The black cat had a hard face, but the skull guy in pretty much everything is styrofoam. And I'm just so confused why it's not consistent. If it was all consistent, I would know it was on purpose. Like, look, all of these have styrofoam faces, so that's just how it was supposed to be. But their bodies are hard, their heads are styrofoam, but not all of them. Like, is that what they use as a mold before the paper mache goes on or something? And that step was missed on some of the pieces? I don't know. So let me know if you were also confused down in the comments and what you think's going on. Anyways, we did see the Vintage Spirits line, though. They also had the Bound by Magic line and the I forget it every time. Mystical, no. Whatever. Doesn't matter. The bright colored one. You know what I'm talking about. Mischief and Magic. That's it. They had that one too. And they were also clearing off entire shelves. Like, they had a whole empty area, so I don't know what they're putting there, but they're getting ready. And so, but I'm so glad we saw the Vintage Spirits line in the flesh. It looks beautiful. It's probably my favorite line this year, my favorite collection. So anyways, we're here at Nordstrom Rack, longest story longer. We're going in and we're going to see if they have any Halloween. I doubt it, but we're also just going to see, I need to go look and see if they have any dresses, and then I'll be back out here. So we're going in. Hey everyone, we are back home. There was not one single individual sign of Halloween at Nordstrom Rack. And I don't know if they're going to even be doing Halloween anymore because their home section was tiny. It was like nothing but just towels and a couple of candles. So I don't even know if we'll see Halloween there. But I wasn't expecting to see it today. I was just stopping in to see if I could find a dress. And the dress situation, everybody, is looking bleak. It's looking bleak. I don't know what I'm going to wear. Anyway, we're back home. We're going to pick up Dallas and we're going to go to At Nome or At Home. You know, if you know, you know. But really quickly, I wanted to show you this PR box. They sent me one earlier in the season. At Home is coming through with these packages. I'm loving them. They sent me one earlier in the season. If you saw that video where I showed, I think it was their Summerween or Springween or maybe it was their halfway to Halloween. That's what it was. It was a halfway to Halloween package they sent. This one is a Summerween package and it is so cute. Let me show you. Here it is, a special delivery At Home. And then inside they sent all these spooky goods. This was wrapped up so it wasn't free balling in there. So don't panic. I already unwrapped it and I'm so excited about this. It says Death Before Decaf. It's a spooky mug, y'all. You know I love a good spooky mug. I don't have this one yet. I'm so excited about it. It's in the shape of a coffin. Oh, wait, I forgot the note. It says, Saddle Up Ghoul, Summerween is in full swing, and so is Code Orange. We can't wait to see your first haul this year. Happy haunting, the At Home social team. Thank you so much, At Home. I'm so excited. It's a full Halloween hoedown of a package, everybody. It says, this ghoul rides with the dead. It has a skull. It's Mr. Skeleton, everybody. And a cowboy hat. Some bats, spider webs, a whole scarf situation. And then look at these Summerween Halloween hoedown stickers. And then these little pins. Look at this one, Here to Haunt. And it has a little ghost with a shopping cart. This is so cute. And this one, Ye Haunt, everybody. This one might beat, if you got it, Haunt It. The Ye Haunt, everybody. And then they also sent this bag that says At Home Ghouls Club. And it looks like good old Mr. Skeleton there shopping. And then a gift card, which is so nice. At Home. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about this gift card. And I'm taking it with me because we're getting ready to go to At Home. And also this. I haven't opened this yet. Let's see what it is. It says, wanted dead or dead. Reward a season of stylish scares. This is so fun. I love this whole concept. This whole package. I'm loving how they put so much thought into these PR packages this year. And look, I'm loving this tote. Thank you so much, At Home. If you're watching, I'm loving these PR packages. Thank you so much for thinking of me and sending it my way. We're cruising out At Home, everybody. It's the same day, Halloween decor hunting with me and good old Mr. Skeleton in the flesh. Oh, we got railroad tracks. Oh God, my drink. Sorry, you're gonna fly out of the car. I can't save you now. We're gonna go check out this at home to see if they have any Halloween out yet. They said on the sign, it said July 6th. And it is July, can we turn in here?
I think so, yeah.
It is currently July 8th. So, oh God, look at this. There's like a cone in the middle of the road. There are cones. We're gonna go check out this at Nome Halloween situation. We saw some Halloween last week. They were just getting started out in Lee Summit. We didn't really see any of the witchy, foresty things that we're kind of looking for. What are you looking for?
I thought we were gonna get some more of those, like pumpkins. Like a whimsical jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, they have different faces.
They have different faces, yeah.
Yeah. So we like the whimsical face pumpkins for our mystical, magical fall Thanksgiving table that we do not every year. We just started doing it last year. So we're looking to add a little bit to that. So anything that can cross over from like a foresty, whimsical, witchy vibe to a whimsical fall vibe. We're looking for that. And there was something else I was looking for. There was something else.
The buff gargoyle?
No, not the buff gargoyle. No. I already have a buff gargoyle. All right, we've arrived at Nome. We're going in. Oh my gosh, it's freaking hot, everybody. It is a miserable Marie kind of day, everybody. And this is why I like to get out early, because we saw a bunch. They didn't even have everything out, and there was a lot to see. I don't even know how we're gonna go through everything we just saw. There was so much, just like, it was all broken up, so it's gonna be really hard to talk about. Like, I don't even know where to start. They had some big pieces out in the center area. The witches were gone, so if they had the witches, they were gone. They said the crow lamps were gone within 3 days. And they had, what other big guys did they have in there? They had a bunch of big tombstones, big statues. They had this big Grim Reaper guy with a lantern. What you say was $250 for that guy?
Yeah.
They had this big angel that would look so perfect in any sort of cemetery theme. So cool looking. She was very detailed. They also had, I didn't see any of the benches out.
No, they had the chairs, the throne.
They did have the big Gothic throne that we saw last week. They had a couple of those. The wheelbarrow is back this year. And like big skulls. And lots of big pieces in this area. And they had the vulture lantern things back. They had some of the other things we'd already seen at the other store. We saw at this store, especially the tombstones and that kind of thing, and skulls and all that. Little pumpkins, and also had some other Gothic items in here. Like they had this bat lantern thing with this bat with the wings that wrap around. They had some tabletop decor. They had some candles and just some little Gothic trinkets in here. Oh, and this little, it was like a little glass trinket box with metal that was really pretty. It was red. And they also had the full-blown Halloween hoedown, everybody. I think they're calling it something. They're calling, I'm always going to call it the Halloween hoedown because that's what they used to call it. But it's more of a sophisticated Halloween hoedown this year. In years past, it's been more of a cutesy farmhouse style. This year, it's definitely that ghost town, mature look to it, which I really like. They had a big cactus, like a big metal cactus. They had a big house that lit up, and the smaller version of the house, like it was like a different style. But one was huge, and another one was still a good size. And then they had some pumpkins in here. I think those had the scales, maybe like snake skin pumpkins or something like that. They had a rattlesnake. They had a telephone. And the telephone was like an animatronic kind of telephone. And this phone had me cackling because the jokes were terrible as always. But the laugh was like this wheezy, it was like this like wheezing laugh. They had a chicken foot candlestick holder thing. that had the chicken foot, which we saw this a couple years back. They did a little, I don't know if it was at home, but I can't remember where we saw the chicken feet. Was that at home? Maybe it was at home. Yeah, it was at home. It was. I'm remembering now. Is that the year we went out with Voltaire? I feel like we saw the chicken foot. They had some like wall decor picture things. One was a picture of like a ghost town. They had some skeleton pictures. One was a skeleton dressed as a cowboy. So they had some skeleton pictures, and they had a wall decor piece that said ghost town on it. They had a skeleton playing a violin. And then they had a skeleton longhorn. They had a little, what was it? It was like a little front doormat thing that said something about these boots were made for haunting, I think is what it said on it, which I thought was really clever. They had, I already said the rattlesnake. They had the snake lamp, gold snake lamp, and a bunch of other things in this. They had some black cacti, like a couple different sizes. And what else did they have? They had so much in this. I think that was like the one collection they had that was fully put out in my store, which is very appropriate for Kansas when you say, was the ghost town, like Halloween hoedown is what they had. Like they had the full display set up. So I got several visuals of that display and all the things in it, but they had a ton of different pieces, tabletop decor pieces, wall decor pieces, large pieces, smaller pieces, all across the board. But I do like what they did with this kind of Western line. And then they also had a little witchy area that had a selection of items. We saw some of this last week at the other at home, where they had the little witch hats and some little potion bottles. So they had some glass potion bottles in here. They had this bowl with these witchy hands, kind of fortune teller hands wrapping around it. They had the cat lamp. They had a big witch hat and a witch hat chip and dip bowl thing, and a cauldron that had a little spout, like a beverage cauldron, and the pillows. But I think they had a couple of new pillows in this area this year, or this week, because we saw some last week. And a lot of the stuff though in this area we saw last week, but there were some black cat items we didn't see last week. It was like a black cat. I think it was a planter. Was it a planter? The thing that had the black cat that was arched and it had a big hole in it.
Yeah.
It was a planter. You know, one thing I will say.
Like a dish or something.
Oh, like a dish, yeah. The one thing I will say about At Home this year, I'm loving their spooky planters. I feel like with every single line I'm seeing, they have a planter or some sort of, like, I love that they're staying true to that because they always have a huge planter selection in general. So I love that they're doing that. Anyways, they had this witchy section, and then they also had the kind of whimsical, foresty, witchy section. I don't know that it's technically witchy, but it's more of like a forest. What were they calling it this year? Dang it, I should have held on to that where I know all the names of the different lines. Dang it. You know what I'm talking about with the greenery and the mossy kind of stuff. They had a big bust. She had some mossy colors to her. Then they also had the mushrooms with the fangs. We saw, or they were supposed to have them last year, but I never saw them at my store. But they had the mushrooms, and I know everyone was looking for these last year. Mushrooms with the fangs. This mossy planter with purple Venus flytraps flowing over it. They had this toadstool with a frog with wings on it. They also had some little toads, like a little toad, a larger toad. They had the big Venus flytrap guy back this year where it's like branchy with this Venus flytrap. They had the little jack-o'-lantern head guys with the vines as the bodies. With the little cute little faces, little whimsical looking faces. They had two different ones this year. They also had a skull with mushrooms coming out of it. Lots of whimsical plant-like kind of stuff in here. And like some tree house looking, or house, like, you know what I'm talking about, like the little spooky houses that light up. Anything else from this area with the whimsical mossy kind of stuff I'll continue to show.
You see the small witch?
Oh yeah. Then they had a small witch that looked like the witch from Cracker Barrel, but smaller. And some little mushroom guys, those little mushroom guys with the faces. They had those last year. And then The toads I already talked about. But they had some whimsical, and they had some pumpkins and other things in here as well. And then they also had a bunch of lamps. They had the zombie lamp that they had last year back with the cool looking, what am I thinking of? Lampshade with the fringe on it. Then they had a new one this year that was this, it gave us a regular looking, it was actually like a really intricate looking design on the base. And then it has the fringe looking lampshade on the top. And then they also had a skeleton lamp that, I don't know, almost looks like a microphone to me. I don't know how to describe it. It kind of looks like a microphone. And then they had the big skeleton lamp. They didn't have it out, but they had it in the box, and I hope we don't regret not getting that. We just didn't know where we were going to put it. We're kind of in a situation at this point of collecting where if we don't have an exact place in our mind that we know exactly where we're going to put it, we kind of leave it behind, which we sometimes regret, sometimes we don't regret. A bunch of the in-your-face Halloween stuff. We saw a lot of that last week. I showed most of it, so I didn't show repeats. You know what, I'll show you what we saw last week just in case you missed that video, or just in case you want to see a recap. I'll just show a panning of some of the things we saw because it's a lot of the same items, but it was better organized last week in that store because they just put it out. But anyway, they did have some things I didn't see at the last store though. They had these topiaries that were really cool with these jack-o'-lantern faces on them. They had some, like a big spooky house with ghosts coming out of it. Another little area, they had the whimsical pumpkins Dallas and I were looking for with the whimsical looking faces. We like those for Halloween and we like them for fall. They had a bunch of different new faces and different sizes, and some had glasses, and one was really grumpy looking, and they had some blow molds. They had the stacked jack-o'-lantern blow molds. They had the blow mold with the ghost holding the jack-o'-lantern, and they had the black cat on top of the jack-o'-lantern blow molds. And then they had a bunch of floral, leafy looking floral. They had all sorts of floral everything in this area, branchy looking floral stuff. They also had a bunch of black floral, black and red, where they had some red but a lot of black floral. So I love a good black floral for all year round, so I'm gonna be stocking that area because they were still putting stuff out. And then they also had some really great plants, like potted plant looking things. They had this gothic looking skeleton bust one that had all these, like this whole floral situation going on, dangling over. It was beautiful. Then they also had another floral that it was like a glass vase with some skulls and moss at the bottom, and it had a bunch of black floral. And then they had some potted, leafy looking floral pieces, and they had purple, like one of them had a bunch of purple floral. They just had some really good looking, like all sorts of garland wreaths, floral, everything in this area, mossy looking things. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. They also had some outdoor stuff, like outdoor signs that said welcome, unwelcome, welcome to my haunted home, or happy Halloween. All different kinds of outdoor, like front door signs. They also had some other outdoor metal pieces. They had this big witch one that had a couple witches in a cauldron. It was like a whole scenery. They had, what were some of the other ones they had that were cool looking? They had a wind thing, like where the little ghosts fly around, a jack-o'-lantern. We saw some of those at Joann's a couple years ago. They had some this year at home. They had a couple of other little metal signs. They had some metal gates that were so cool looking. One of them had bats, and then the other one had skulls, and they were actually metal. They weren't plastic, which I love metal anything because I feel like they last for years. The skull one was really cool and heavy duty looking. Yard stakes with eyeballs and all sorts of outdoor stuff in here. They also had some outdoor rugs that said all the various things and all the different themes. Classic Halloween looking rugs that said Happy Halloween, and some other gothic looking rugs. There was one rug that said You Rang on it, like Addams Family. They had one that said Unwelcome with a bat. They had some Western looking ones that said something about Spooky, I think is what it said on it. They had a bunch of different, I don't know, their outdoor rugs were beautiful. They had all different sizes, shapes, anything you can think of, any theme. They had so many to choose from. And then they also had some dishware stuff. They had some gothic dishware, some skull pieces, like a skull spoon rest. They had a chip and dip plate and bowl. So the plate was in the shape of a coffin, I believe. And then the dip area was a skull, like an intricate looking skull. And then, but it had a bunch of intricate looking skull, like ceramic skulls in this little plateware area. Hey everyone, it is another day. Halloween decor hunting with me and good old Mr. Skeleton, sir. Hold on. Railroad tracks, sir. Whoa, 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 whoa. It is early as balls, everybody. It's early as balls. We're getting a head start today because I'm doing my hair this afternoon. So we're going to get out on the hunt this morning so I can get home and bleach my hair this afternoon. But we're driving all the way across town because, did I mention this? I don't know if I mentioned this, but I think I did mention this, that I have a formal wedding. I mentioned it because we were going to Nordstrom Rack. I need to go out to I almost said Cracker Barrel every time. Okay. I need to go out to Crate and Barrel. There's Crate and Barrel, Cracker Barrel. We're going to the Crate and Barrel. They're two totally different vibes, everybody. But I need to go out to Crate and Barrel and I need to pick up a gift. So I figured while we're there, I doubt they have Halloween out yet. They might have some fall out, but I'm not sure. Usually they don't get out Halloween or fall until closer to back to school, like mid-August. Sometimes early September. But usually it's August. Yeah, but we're going to see if they have any fall, any Halloween, anything at all. So, while we're there, because we're already going in, we might as well take a little gander. Then, I also wanted to go, since we're going out to Crate and Barrel and my stuff's not ready yet for pickup, I thought we would stop by the Fancy Home Goods, y'all, and see if they have any Halloween out. I think they were one of the first last year to put out Halloween, this area, this store, or maybe not. Maybe they were the last. I can't remember, but we're going to stop by either way and see what kind of Halloween they put out. I also wanted to stop by the Michaels out here and see if they have the Vintage Spirits line. I'm looking for more of those little tassel guys. I love the little tassel guys. So I'm looking for the rest of the collection of that. I'm actually just waiting for this whole collection to go out on. Oh my gosh, did I have a dream last night about the gumball machine? I did. Oh my gosh, let's talk about this dream. It just occurred to me. I totally forgot about this. I had a dream last night about that dang gumball machine at Michael's, at Big Mike's, everybody. I had a dream about Big Mike's last night, and not in that way, y'all. Not in that way. It was about the gumball machine, okay, everybody? I went to Big Mike's to check out their Halloween, and they had 2 gumball machines up on the top of the shelf, like pushed way back. And a bunch of people were standing there, and like I saw it and asked the worker there if she could help me get it down. She goes, yeah, I'm helping a customer at the front. I'll be right back there and I'll help you out. Well, in the meantime, when I walk back to the area to go, like where I'm waiting for her to come help me, about 10 people come storming in and storming up to the shelves, and they also want the gumball machines. And so the worker tells them, well, she was already here, so she gets the first one. And everyone is so mad at me and being so mean. And this big burly man is like pushing me around, and he's like, the other one is mine. I was here. And they were like, well, we were standing here first. We were standing here, and then you walked up. It was like it was like a Black Friday fight over this gumball machine at Big Mike's, everybody. I don't even know if I want that gumball machine. I like it, but I'm not trying to like fight anybody over it. I would love to see the gumball machine in the flesh. I would love if I got a chance to get one, but if I don't, it's okay. I'm not gonna fight a burly man over it, everybody. So anyway, that was my dream about, every year around this time, I start having dreams about Halloween, and usually I have a dream every year about missing out on Halloween. Like I fell asleep and then I woke up and Halloween was over and I missed the whole thing. All the festivities, the Halloween hunting, the decorating, the baking, the opening my windows and lighting a pumpkin candling. And then I wake up and it's over and I'm like, what happened? I don't, whatever. Anyway, so that's my story about these dang Halloween dreams. Does anyone else have Halloween dreams? Or is it just me being a total freak of nature? Probably just me being a freak of nature. But regardless, I had some Halloween dreams last night about the gumball machine at Big Mike's, everybody. And Big Mike himself was fighting me over it. No, I don't know if that was Big Mike, but it was like a big burly guy with a beard fighting me over this gumball machine. And oh Lord. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I went to Sam's Club yesterday and I was not expecting to see any Halloween. We were just there to get some bananas and strawberries. And we walk in, they had this rotating pumpkin. It's a rotating glass pumpkin. This thing looked so cool in the flesh. On the box, I wasn't super impressed with the whole idea, but seeing it in the flesh, this thing was beautiful. It was this rotating pumpkin. They also had a black one with spiders dangling. They didn't have that one on display. It was just in the box. And they had just a classic pumpkin with like little sparkles. That was more, I think, more fall than it was Halloween, but it could be both. And then what else did they have? They had these light up witches, like big kind of witches that you could put out in your yard. And then they had these zombie looking guys coming out of the ground, I think it was, or were they skeletons? I thought they were zombies, but they could have been skeletons. And then they had some fleecy blankets. They had some licensed ones that had Hello Kitty, Nightmare Before Christmas, and I think Lego. Was there another one in there? Hello Kitty, Lego, Nightmare Before Christmas. Maybe there was another one in there. I'm not remembering. I believe they wanted $20 for these blankets. And then they had just Members Mark, like just their own little Halloween. That's the Sam's brand. They had their own Halloween fleecy blankets for $10, which is a steal. Or maybe it was $11. Was it $10.99? Maybe they were $11. Anyways, they had some Halloween blankets at Sam's Club and some Halloween decorations. I didn't see any of the big animatronics or anything yet, but they were starting to get Halloween in. That glass pumpkin, the rotating pumpkin, so good. So now we're just cruising to Home Goods. The fancy Home Goods, I think, is where we're going to go to first. Then we're going to stop by Crate and Barrel. Then I think we're going to loop back around to Michael's and Target because I got to get a bag and some Cheez-Its, some gluten-free Cheez-Its, everybody. I'm going to get a couple boxes. We'll see where the spooky wind blows us, everybody. But I'll see ya at Home Goods, y'all. All right, everyone, we're leaving the fancy Home Goods and nothing yet. Nothing. So my mom went to the other Home Goods the other day and they said they were going to start putting stuff out yesterday. So we might have to go to that Home Goods at some point today. But now we're going to go ahead and head over to my pickup stuff isn't ready yet. So we're trying to find somewhere else to go piddle at. Where should we go? Let's go to, is there a oh, they shut the Kirklands down out here. Dang it. Trying to think of where else we can go. We can just go ahead and head over to Michael's. And where else were we going to go? There's a Bath and Body Works out there, but we already saw Bath and Body Works. And a lot of you have been saying similar things about Bath and Body Works, that the display this year, I'm wondering if fall round 2 with the rumored Nightmare Before Christmas, I haven't heard any other rumors on anything else it could be. So I want to say they're probably doing it on. Woo! I haven't heard any other rumors about this. Like as far as, oh, it could be this, it could be that. I've mainly been seeing Nightmare Before Christmas. So when every other year that it's been like this, and they're like, oh, villains or this or that, it ends up happening. So I'm thinking at this point it's going to happen. And if it does happen, then I'm wondering if they're going to go all out for that line. And that's when we're going to see a lot more fall kind of body care stuff coming out. I was thinking maybe they went with more of the berry scents and the fruitier scents for the Halloween collection, or, the first Halloween launch, because it's happening in summertime. Maybe they did it that way, and maybe they're saving some of the fall scents for the Nightmare Before Christmas line, where we hopefully will see some sort of comeback of Wicked Vanilla Woods, because I don't know why else they would get rid of Wicked Vanilla Woods. That is such a good scent, and I am so sad because I only have one hand soap of the Wicked Vanilla Woods left, and then I am out. Just like the perfect little musky vanilla scent. It's so good. And I only have one spray left. And I know I'm not alone because we've talked about this in the comments, and some of you're like, I'm on my last Wicked Vanilla Woods. Also, the Candy Apple Cauldron, or they've called it many things over the years, but the Candy Apple or Green Apple scent or any sort of apple scent. I'm not against fruity scents for fall. I'm just not really into the summer fruity scents for fall. I like more of the appley kind of scents, the spicy scents, or the musky scents for fall. And I know I'm not alone in this. I know a lot of us love those scents for fall. So I'm hoping they come through with this Nightmare Before Christmas line and give us like a pumpkin scent, an apple scent, a vanilla musky scent, something. I'm hoping we get more fall and more body care, because we really hardly got any body care in the Halloween line. And I know I'm just now going on a tangent about it because I'm clearly bitter about it, but I look forward to Bath and Body Works every single year. Okay, anyways, and then when I looked up the Midnight Marshmallow scent, let me know if you ended up getting that. It looked just very sweet, very marshmallowy, vanilla-y, vanilla on vanilla on vanilla. It didn't seem like there was much musk or cinnamon or spice or anything in it. So more like marshmallow and sweetness. So I don't know. But anyway, then I got my spooky popcorn candle, and it smells so good, but it's broken. And again, I saw other people, theirs arrived broken as well. I'm so disappointed. And it wasn't like it was packed terribly. It was in a box, within a box, but it still arrived broken. So anyways, that being said, I am so looking forward to this Nightmare Before Christmas line, because I think if we have any shot of fall, or Halloween fall, or you know what I mean, Halloween scents that smell like Halloween, I think this Nightmare Before Christmas line is it. So I'm looking forward to it. Anyways, we saw no Halloween at Home Goods, not one single individual sign. They weren't even clearing off shelves. It was sad. It was sad in there, everybody. So now we're headed to Mike. I think I'm going to go to Big Mike's, y'all. I keep forgetting we call it Big Mike's now. And I say, because I'm so used to calling him Michael. He's Michael to me. It's like Michael, Joanne. But now everything we know about anything is not the same. We have no Joanne. And I just came across some footage that I had saved on a hard drive of all this Joanne's footage. And I'm like, Joanne. But Big Mike, that's where we're going right now. We're going to Big Mike's, and I wonder if my nightmare is going to come true and we're going to be fighting over a gumball machine. No, I don't think that's going to happen, but Lord, I would have a dream about fighting some burly man over some gumball machine. Anyways, I'm wearing a jacket in case you're like, cool, isn't it 100 degrees? It is 100 degrees, but this time of year always gets me because outside is so freaking hot, but inside is like a freaking refrigerator. Like, it is so cold everywhere inside that I need a jacket, especially if I go anywhere like Target, anywhere that has freezer sections and stuff like that. It is so cold. So I am wearing a jacket inside of places right now, and then I just keep forgetting to take it off because it is so dang cold inside everywhere. And I'm just not prepared. I might need to run into DSW to see if they have any. I have no idea what I'm doing. Maybe I need to look at my shoe situation first. I haven't been to a wedding since COVID, everybody. Like the 2021. So I haven't been to a wedding in 5 years. So I haven't worn dress shoes. Like, what are dress shoes? I don't even know. I always wear black combat boots, and like I have no idea what to do. I don't know who I am as a formal ghoulie. Like, what kind of formal vibe am I going for? I don't even know. Anyways, we're here at Big Mike's, everybody. Big Mike! Big Mike! We're here at Big Mike's We're going in. Oh my literal god. Oh my god. I was not ready. I was not ready. I was going in there looking for the vintage spirits line, which they didn't have out yet. And I walked into the Hallowed Halls line. Have you guys seen this line in the flesh yet? Because I'm pretty sure I want every single individual thing in this line. It is gorgeous. The whole line is so good. It is equal parts all year round dark decor, then some kind of folky, like folklore kind of like wolf spirits, like spirits as in like drinks, like there was like a sign that said spookeasy on it, so like a speakeasy meets gothic meets, I don't even know what I was looking at. They had that kind of speakeasy kind of, then it also has some glassware, like decanter looking stuff, little bottles, like little decanters, big decanters, or they could even be potion bottles if you want them to be potion bottles, little glass containers. They had glassware, like drinkware. They had different, just various glasses. And then they also had, it looked like a stool. I couldn't tell if it was a stool or a table, but it looked like a stool. I couldn't pull it out, it was stuck. And they also had a little bar where you could put wine bottles and glasses, and it was like a little standing bar thing. I have to talk about these gothic mirrors. This was one of the first things I saw when I walked in. I saw the gothic mirrors. I was like, whoa, they did not look this cool on the website. I saw these on the website. They looked really small. These are perfect sizes. There's a bigger mirror, a smaller mirror, but not too small. It's like a medium-sized mirror. They are beautiful, and they look like gothic cathedral windows. Oh, they're so good. And then there's this gothic cathedral looking other framed piece that's beautiful. And they had some gothic looking framed pieces that had various images on them. I think one was floral, but some really pretty framed pieces. They also had this sign that looked like an old doorknob or old little like lock with like a skeleton key looking thing. And they had some beautiful floral with these cute little vases. Like they just look gothic. They look beautiful, but they could be used for any sort of dark decor or any theme. And then just like little decor like that. They had these gorgeous candles that had these flowers. They were like roses, and they had green and they had black, and some really pretty candlestick holders in the green and the black. And what else did they have in this area? Just really pretty crescent moon wreath, a really pretty floral kind of vase with a lot of floral. And then they had a couple of lamps. They had one lamp that had fringe on it, like a black fringe on the lampshade, and then another lamp that looked like a Tiffany style lamp, not similar at all to what we saw at why do I do this? Cracker Barrel with the witch hat. It's not a witch hat, it just looks like kind of a classic Tiffany style lamp, but it has spider webs, and the price, I think they wanted $50 for this one versus $150, which is wild. And the stand even looked very similar. So I know a lot of people, I feel like Michael's prices are getting talked about a lot, but I also feel like with Michael's, they price their items to go on sale. So they will be going on sale here in the next couple of weeks. They don't wait until the end of Halloween. They'll put them out here in a couple of weeks. Everything's gonna be 30-40% off. And I think they adjust their prices. And I hate that they do that now. Joann's was that way. Kohl's is that way. There are so many stores that price things. Old Navy, I feel like, is that way. They price their things to go on sale. So if you buy them full price, they'll be marked down 2 weeks from now, or you just got to catch the sale. And it's not like you have to wait till the very end of the season. And then on top of that, Michael's has a rewards program with the vouchers. If you get that, if you have their app. So there are a ton of ways to save money at Michael's if the prices are just, you're like, whoa, what is going on here? I feel like a lot of times, most of these stores these days are pricing their items to go on sale. Not all of them, but some of them, especially the big chain stores. Anyway, what was I going to say about, what else did we see? They had, I don't know, it was just beautiful, gothic, floral, so many good pieces in here. They had this owl on a branch tabletop decor piece. They had the cathedral looking lanterns. They've had these the last several years, but they put them in this line this year where they look like cathedral windows or a cathedral with bats flying up. They had a larger one and a smaller one. They had some Edgar Allan Poe stuff in this area, like a little typewriter, some Raven pieces, like little books, like the little faux books, that like container books that had Edgar Allan Poe on it. They had so a few Edgar Allan Poe pieces, so they did kind of squeeze some Raven influences into this line. And then they also had this really pretty wall decor that was almost mirrored. You almost couldn't quite see what was on it. Like, I don't know if the visuals captured it at all because of the glare. Some branchy trees in here. Oh man, they had some spooky goods, y'all. They had the spooky goods. I was just so excited to see it. I was not expecting to see the Hallowed Halls line in there, but we saw it. They also had some of their minis, a bunch of the little people and little cutesy little ghosts and little ghosts doing the most. They had a really cute ghost with a little umbrella that was cute. Cutesy ghosts, classic ghosts. They had skeletons doing the most. Didn't mean to rhyme, but here we are. And like skeletons with dogs and skeletons on a bench and skeleton animals and skeletons, all the skeletons. They had some jack-o'-lanterns, black cats. They had some little witchy things like little toads and little witches and cauldrons and witch hats and all sorts of little witchy things. And they also had some furniture. They had some table and chairs. They had a little vanity. They had just chairs in general, mirrors, all sorts of little gothic looking minis as well. So they had a lot of minis in here. Oh, and then also little spooky things like little bags and little books and little treats like donuts and drinks. They had some really good spooky goods and I was excited to see them. So I was expecting to see vintage spirits before I saw Hallowed Halls, but it looks like every store is a little bit different in my area. Everyone's putting out the different lines at different times, so we're just happy to be out on the hunt. Anyways, I'm here at Crate and Barrel. We're going in. All right, we're here at Crate and Barrel. I forgot my purse. Right now, we're here at Crate and Barrel. We're going in, everybody. No Halloween or fall at Crate and Barrel, but they were starting to put out their fall furniture, like this little couch setup in the front. So I'm assuming it's coming soon, sooner than later. So we'll be checking back at all the fancy stores. We'll do a separate fancy Halloween decor hunting video when they start putting things out. But it'll be probably another month, I think, before we really start seeing Halloween out at these fancy stores. But I feel like last year, did Pottery Barn put things out earlier than we thought? All right, Mr. Skeleton, where are we going to now, sir? Where are we going? I kind of wanted to stop by one more. I'm running a little late. Like I need to get home and we need to do my hair. But I wanted to run to one more Home Goods just to check before the weekend. Because once it hits the weekend, I know I'm not going to be able to go to Home Goods because it's so busy on the weekends. It's crazy. So I'm going to stop by on my way home. Just take a little gander. My mom said they're going to put out Halloween. They were saying when she was there the other day that they were going to put out Halloween yesterday. I couldn't get out yesterday, so we're going to take a little gander today. Even if it's just a little something, I'll be excited to see it. But so far today, we've seen a new line at Michael's. We saw nothing at the other Home Goods, nothing at Crate. It's been hit or miss today. Hit or miss, everybody. 'Tis the early season in the flesh where you never know what you're going to find, which I love. I love a good hunt. So I'm going to stop by on my way home. Just take a little gander. My mom said they're going to put out Halloween. They were saying when she was there the other day that they were going to put out Halloween yesterday. I couldn't get out yesterday, so we're going to take a little gander today. We're here at Home Goods, round 2. We're going in.